Welcome back to the OCS.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You're bloody welcome. How's it feel? We're up to game number 3. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. My voice almost died literally like 2 minutes into game 1, which was a disaster. I haven't done this casting in a while, but no, but I think the games have been pretty good. Yeah. I have been thoroughly entertained both game 1 and 2. We've seen a 1-3-1 win. We've seen a team fight comp win.
We've seen double blue side win. Blue side OP.
You know what? Blue side won all day yesterday at MSI as well.
Did it win every single one, or was there a single game? Was there a single, or was it literally?
I'm quite certain it was literally every game.
Yeah, that's a roughie.
Yep, pretty sure.
Yeah, that is interesting. We are going to head into game number 3 of the day. It is going to be Chiefs Academy versus Bombers Academy. For some reason, I thought that was the OPL Grand Final. I have literally no idea. That's definitely not the case.
What does that say about you, Bryce?
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't.
Well, why? Because you hate the Chiefs?
I know. I said I don't know.
Oh, okay. No, that's fair enough.
You asked
yeah, but we do have a bunch of familiar faces once again. This is kind of a learning experience, jumping with all these new teams coming together. We have Thean, like he played in the OPL last split, like Chiefs put him in.
In-house sub.
Yeah, he saw game time. An in-house substitute, like we can talk about that for a minute. Like that's a pretty big opportunity, I think, for players coming up and up in the scene. Like being able to sit back and listen to the conversations around scrims, not just spectate and kind of see what happens on the game. Being able to hear the conversations between pro players is super important.
And being able to talk to them. I think there's a ton of value in talking to someone like Swiper who has years of experience playing the same role and be able to bounce ideas off each other. I think there's a ton of value. And I think it's really cool that it's something we're starting to see from teams more. It's pretty new. In-house subs. I think not many teams have done it over the last few years. And I think it's a really good thing. It gives an opportunity for an OCS player to try the full-time lifestyle and see if they can hyperbolic time chamber their way, you know, to the next level. So yeah, very, very keen to see Thean perform today. I think he's a player with a lot of promise, and I think his game in the OPL was quite good. I think he played quite well, if I recall.
Early, I think he struggled later on. I was getting picked on, but I forget who they were playing against. But like later on in the game, there were a few rough tests, but who cares, man? It's the first game on stage. And on the other side of the coin, there are some names we've certainly seen before, especially in the OCS. Zenk is actually going to be the jungler, which I think is an interesting one. He's not...
Okay, so we've seen Ceres play AD. Now we're seeing Zenk play jungle. Zenk has definitely played AD carry for
many years.
The entirety of the OS server life. But now playing jungle. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure that this Bombers Academy is a 2-week fill. Bombers came out with a post saying, I think Seb and a few of...
Luch.
Yep, so a few of the older Bombers players were supposed to be playing on this roster, but I think that... Well, I know for certain that Seb is over in Vietnam with Bombers for MSI at the moment, so wouldn't be surprised to see this roster change in the next few weeks. But this is the one that's playing right now. Bushy Boo Boo played for Legacy Genesis last year with me.
Mate.
Old mate. Hope he's doing well. Keen to see... what do you think about the Bombers tag?
What champ? B52?
Yeah.
I actually kind of like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I saw it and I was just like, oh, what is that? And then I figured it out. Yeah. Why, not
I
a
like
fan?
it too.
Yeah.
No, I like it. It's just, I like when they're like different. Like, you know, because we have, you know, how many we have 40 academy teams.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool when they have like a...
Like a Legacy Genesis?
For instance.
Wouldn't want to say it or anything, but that's fair enough.
No, but like Dire Cubs. Sick name.
Sick logo.
I love Dire Cubs.
Sick logo.
B52s. That's a band.
Yeah.
They were a band.
That is pretty cool, but we are going to truck through Champ Select. It is going to be Vladimir and a Vayne and a Lee Sin band from Chiefs Academy. And on the other side of the coin, it is going to be Jace, Zoe, Hecarim. First pick, Kindred. That's gone significantly up in priority here.
Yeah, another Kindred. Generally, I think OS Kindred, don't do it. Don't pick it. Don't put yourself in that position.
I thought this was going in another direction.
No, I at all levels, solo queue, OPL, OCS, whatever. Kindred, I think she just baits people. I think she's harder than what people give her credit for. Like, when you're ahead, yes, she feels amazing. And when you're playing against a good Kindred, yes, she feels really oppressive. But when the pressure is on, and
like a stage
it's
champ,
a real game,
Kindred.
And you're like, oh, like we're playing against Bombers Academy, shit, like these guys are really good, I really want to play well. Like, I think just like the way her marks interact and telling the opponent what lane you're sort of going to gank by marking that person, like, okay, maybe like that, I don't know, I just generally not a fan. Anyway, we've got a bunch more champion picks.
Yes, we do. Galio is going to see a bunch more priority, and he's going to be paired with the Camille. That's a champion we've seen buffed, I think, base attack speed in the last couple of patches.
Yeah.
We saw her played by Volkan at MSI yesterday. This is the Bombers Academy team. Would make a lot of sense.
So hot, though.
When you pair it with the Galio, that's a big combo. But as you mentioned, can be very detrimental. Morgana gets through as well. The Akali served well last game, but Morgana has been banned away.
Side of Chief Academy.
Is
that a locked Rumble?
Yeah, that's a locked Rumble.
Okay. Rumble top? I don't know. I haven't seen much Rumble. Really oppressive lane phase. Really strong team fighting. Has probably one of the best level 6 power spikes in the game.
You reckon?
Well,
still?
Maybe not still. There are a lot of really good ults, I suppose. But I feel like Rumble ult, that first impactful Rumble ult in a team fight, is has the potential to swing games massively.
Yeah, certainly is the case. And they're going to pair it with a Riven ban. So maybe it is just a straight-up blind pick Rumble for the top side. Sure. Very confident on that one, sure in himself, and it is going to be an Ezreal, so they're not afraid of much. It's just the Jace, it's just the Hecarim and the Riven, and they don't need anything else.
Well, Rumble has good matchups against pretty much everyone. Even those
he just pushes.
Champs, he just pushes. Even the melees, he's quite good against. You definitely don't want to play against someone with gap close who can kill you, because once you die once, you're going to die a million times. So like Riven, I think, is a good ban. Hecarim, really good ban. Hecarim's just OP at the moment, but I think those are good bans. But yeah, just sort of throws a gauntlet. Just says, okay, Thien, either you're playing Akali, and I'm going to roast you while you're in your Shroud, or you're going to play something else.
Yeah. Is super interesting. The Braum ban after the Morg lock-in is certainly curious here. Maybe just getting Bushy Boo Boo off something he's comfortable on. Big Braum player I've seen in the past, and the Xayah ban is there. Maybe to deny the Xayah Rakan, any sort of interactions like that.
Morgana Taric.
This could be budget Sona Taric.
Yeah, but Sona's up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've already locked the Morgana, though, so the Taric is going to be locked in. So this is maybe something just similar, not to the same extent. You don't have as much burst. Like, you don't have an ulti. You have the
damage,
delay.
you have your less utility.
It could be...
really seems worse in every way.
It could
to
be
me,
for the
but
safety.
It could be
for the Kindred.
It is safer, I suppose.
Safety for the Kindred. Like, you have a Black Shield to go on your jungler, maybe. You do have more early game CC. Any of the setup.
Hang on, though. No, it's not what we think.
Oh, it's on the bottom side. That makes a lot of sense. It is going to be the last pick cannon as well.
So you just double Relic, I suppose, and you just soak the farm and teamfight.
That actually makes infinitely more sense. Here we are talking about Morgana. That is going to be a Rumble mid, flex between the cannon if they do lock that one in. They have until 30, so that is it. Rumble into Morgana. This is
maybe they knew Morgana was going mid.
Yeah,
and maybe Rumble would be pretty good. Well,
but both...
Morg doesn't lose anyway. She just Qs and walks. I mean, Ws walks away. And I guess Rumble now will just do the same. He'll just Q, not stand in the wave, but Q and
they're both just
trade farm and ult.
Non-interactive mages that kind of want to get a few levels, get towards the tankier side into team fights. And when you pair that with like a Galio, a Cannon, this is a big wombo comp from B52, right? From Bombers Academy. It's the Camille going in with the Galio over top. You layer the Rumble ulti, the Cannon. Sprenstarmer on the Kai, so he's just going to be fine. Like, he doesn't need peel when everybody is diving forwards. Like, it's kind of the bait and switch. They go in, provide a diversion, and he just gets a free hit on the back end. Nausicaa really is going to have his work cut out for him. The ultimate from the Taric is going to be super impactful in these fights.
Yes, I think a lot of this game is going to be on Alani and making sure that he can keep up in farm or generate an advantage. I think if Camille gets ahead, then this comp is going to fall apart rather, pretty quickly, just because they lack damage. Morgana, yes, she has damage if she hits you with everything. But again, not really comparable to the Rumble. Akali, yes, does a ton of damage. But then, yeah, you're looking at Ornn, Morgana, Taric. It is lacking if they fall behind.
Certainly could be the case. Interesting level 1 here. The spread from Bombers, actually putting the support in the mid lane. Maybe wanting to try something with the Rumble level 1. If you land the Harpoon, you can even go for the Flarpoon. Look for a flash, and they do have CC if the Galio connects anything, but it looks like a pretty defensive play. Maybe just Rumble being better if somebody face checks the bush, contesting that river dot bush, so they don't actually look for a whole lot of anything. On the other side, Chiefs Academy, just get the dot ward top side.
Yeah, Chief Academy pretty passive on the fan. Not really. I mean, they're moving into the river now, but they're sitting pretty deep on their side. Camille starting red. Be curious to see whether she goes level 2 towards top. There is an early ward in that tri-bush from Thien, and I don't know whether that's to scout that level 2 top or not, but I like the ward.
Yeah, I do as well.
I definitely, if I'm Zeng, I'm playing Camille. Like, you want to get that level 2. you don't want to worry too much about jungle pathing, all the complex jungle stuff. Like, you just want to sort of get on the map, make your impact felt, and then feel comfortable just going back into the jungle and farming.
Yeah, and I'm interested that he didn't actually go for it. Maybe they spotted at the ward level 1 because it is the dot ward. And Camille, of course,
Camille chickens
can go over the Baron pit, but then you have to blow your E, and the hook shot level 1 cooldown is enormous. So starts up the chickens.
I don't know if there's some sort of path that I'm not aware of where you do like 3 chickens and crab or something, but he just lost all his health. He has no pots left and just had to like do the crab, and now he's not going to hit 3, I don't think.
We'll see. 8 HP. He's going to auto-attack that one, and still level 2.
So still level 2. Looking like he's opting into the vertical jungle.
Yeah.
Kindred gets 1 mark, but she's already got her blue.
Yeah, this is...
And now she's taking Zenk's blue, so Alani getting that advantage we were talking about.
Very easily as well. The bottom lane got some nice trades from the Taric, the Ornn, onto Sprenstarmer, who hasn't been a pot yet, but they certainly had priority, even given they have the tank. So Alani is going to skyrocket ahead, and Zenk's going to go back towards the Raptors here. Smites for HP, but that's taking a very long time to clear. This
Such
Kindred
a horrible camp for Camille to take.
Having
it's
a
so
very
hard.
good start.
All your damage is single target. It does so much damage to you. She doesn't have inbuilt jungle sustain the way like a Kindred or other junglers do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a horrible...
Bushy.
Bushy gets caught.
Very nice flash from Nausicaa. Bushy actually saw the Kindred walking over the wall, disrespects, and gets punished by the flash from Taric.
Beautiful play from Nausicaa there. He was a player before the broadcast we were talking about that you pointed out as potentially one of the better supports in this league.
Absolutely, seen grinding. And Solo Q played against him a bunch. Unfortunately, I've lost a couple of games, and that really does...
That's how it goes nowadays.
That's not what I like. That's not the good stuff.
I saw a tweet from St. Vicious the other day that I retweeted, and it was talking about bad teammates.
Carbon retweet. Those are rare.
I don't do it often.
Yeah.
But it was like the first tweet was something about Diamond players, whatever, someone complaining. And he said, like, all I know is that whenever I see St. Vicious in the game, I know I'm going to lose. I was
Wait, who tweeted this?
St. Vicious did. And I was like, yeah, I feel that. I know what that's like. You just queue up and you're like, I know I'm the reason we're going to lose this game. I feel really bad about it.
Especially off-road.
Yeah.
That is a bad time. Very big knock-up, and Sprenstarmer, the stack CC. He falls down, has been hit multiple times this lane, and the Taric Ornn, you don't expect them to be walking out of this lane 5 minutes with a double kill. They've killed them twice so far with a gank, so this is going very well, very quickly, and they're also freezing the lane. That's not a TP Kaiser, he has the heal, so he's going to lose a lot off the back end of that death.
Nausicaa clips him with the stun, and got to say, it's a pretty strong first 4 minutes from the Chief Academy bot lane.
Absolutely the case, and just zoning Bushy Boo Boo, didn't opt in for a recall, and Sprenstarmer goes for...
They're giving Ornn the farm.
Buy. Yeah,
I guess
makes sense.
He gets better items to build, I suppose.
Taric is very not gold reliant.
Yeah.
As Ornn probably needs to. That's going to be a knock-up.
The wave is going to come here as well, and Nausicaa doesn't have flash.
Does not have flash, but the return damage is certainly there. Nausicaa takes a beating, still has 3 procs of Dematerializer, but no potions, as Alani's going to get another mark and another crab.
And I haven't even been paying attention to the jungle. I was so enthralled by the bot lane, but Alani is...
Zooming.
He's on his way to a big game here. He has a level advantage. He's up by 3 camps. He's got 2 marks already, 1 successful gank in the bot lane. He's returning for a second. I don't think this is going to work just because the wave is shoving in already, so there's no reason for the Bombers to push out. And he's just going to go home and probably pick up a couple of longswords.
Ward in the bush is going to deny Nausicaa the stun. I say that as he lands it, and Bushy Boo Boo will just walk away. The Kindred did opt in for the recall.
Daggers for the Kindred.
Yeah.
Not longswords, so opting into that Blood Razor.
Just to shoot real fast and scale up a bunch, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Blood Razor is better than the Warrior.
You kind of do see like the 2 different builds. You go for Blood Razor and then you go for like Cleaver.
Yeah.
And then you go for the Shred and you keep auto-attacking, you build that Shred, or you go for the Warrior, then you build maybe a PD, an attack speed item, and you switch that one up. So there are options for Kindred players. One of them is probably mathematically strictly better, given given like a tankiness of the enemy lineup, stuff like that. There's only really the Galio on the Bombers lineup, but I will say, honestly, not a lot of pro players kind of care about the maths behind the game. A lot of it does just come down to feel, preference, things like that. Very few of them are numbers men that are like, oh wow, this does 3 more damage every auto attack, so I'm going to do that one. They just like a feeling.
I feel like that's our experience. Like I'm sure over in NA or Korea or China or something, there is like a bunch of just genius accountants or analysts, data analysts, whatever, who are just churning out maths like, well, actually at this point in the game with this item, you do 3% more
Sick damage.
And they're like, oh, yes, okay, I'll build that item. But definitely over here, everyone will know.
Is that what accountants sound like?
Yeah.
Accountant,
data analyst is probably better than accountant. Probably not accountants. But definitely for the players I know and the players I've worked with, it's all feel. It's like, I feel like I do more damage when I build this. Or like, I like the move speed from like Black Cleaver. It feels better to kite with. Or those are the sort of decisions that are really going into item choices.
Alani, as we were speaking, looked for a ganker towards top side. Shaw does just lightning rush away. And the top lane farm fairly even. The mid solo lane, though, is getting a lead here for Gamble on the Rumble. Very nice. You kind of
it's rare for a Rumble to have
it's
rare for a Rumble to have a CS advantage, but Morgana is sort of deceptively hard to farm with.
Yeah, she misses a lot.
You think that the pool will just, when you think of Morgana, it's like, oh, W, walk away,
so easy.
W, walk away. But the first like 10 minutes of the game when you don't have enough AP to actually do that, you do need to auto. And once you've used your damage on the creeps, it can be hard to just like walk up to a Rumble and be like, hey man, don't burn me. I just want to like
please
kill
don't.
these creeps.
So the Infernal start was actually started up there by Zenk and does just have to back away. A very nice read
so low
from the bottom lane. He is getting incredibly low, as you mentioned.
He's
Has prio in both lanes and didn't reset as I thought, so the rest of the team will be able to clean this one up, and that feels very good for a jungler that was set significantly behind in the early game. Kindred has so many marks, but picks up an Infernal for a comp with a cannon with a Rumble. That feels incredibly good.
Yeah, it feels good for the laners, but it won't feel good for Zenk. Because he's going to base and he's going to go back topside. He's going to realize that none of his camps are up there.
Yep.
Alani also knows that he just took the dragon and the wraiths are an option, and that is the mark. So, yeah, this Kindred is just going to get further and further ahead. The ward does go into the wraiths from Gamble just to check, and Alani's opted into not taking the risk. His mid laner was shoved in on the tower. Rumble does do a lot of damage at this stage of the game. Rush the blasting wand. But yeah, I think the first time that Zenk puts himself out there, you know what I mean? The first time he tries to be proactive is going to be
a big slap in the face.
Yeah, it's going to. He has to play it very well because he's already behind. And when you're the jungler and you put yourself out there, it's not easy to get punished, but certainly a lot easier than if you don't do it.
And it's also not the Galio of old following him up. There is just no damage reduction on Galio ulti anymore. And I feel like for people, like pro players, obviously, anyone in the professional scene like reads the patch notes diligently, but a casual player doesn't necessarily like see those changes. I knew embarrassingly late that Galio ulti wasn't like providing any sort of damage reduction.
Solo queue in Challenger like a few days ago, and someone on my team didn't know.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh wait, really? Ooh, Nosuke hits another stun.
Ooh, double knock-up as well. They're actually going onto the Galio, and Pope kites out of the taunt from Bushy Boo Boo. They get onto Sprenstammer in the end. It is going to be cleaned up, and Galio ulti tries to get himself out. Flash from Nausicaa isn't able to connect onto the Kai'Sa. They do get one kill. Alani is able to clean that one up with the back end, and Zenk runs away. Kai'Sa has to run away, and Chief Academy, they maintain complete control of bot side of the map.
I really like the interaction there between Bushy Boo Boo and Pope. Pope, ult, first proc of the ult, and then he starts walking backwards because he knows the taunt is coming.
He's looking for the taunt to cancel. Yep.
Bushy also obviously looking for that taunt, knowing what's coming next. So heads up play, I think, from both of them. But yeah, Pope manages to get far enough backwards to get that second proc off and costs Bushy his life. And
that's what you expect when you face check a tri-bush with 2 members in it. They're already ready. Alani had the fast track down, just immediately running towards the play.
Is that what you expect? Like when I look at Ornn Taric, like I'm probably not worried about you know what I mean? I'm not like, oh, Ornn Taric could be there. Like I might die, but they were, and you died.
I don't know, man. Given the start of this laning phase, has looked pretty solid. Beats actually cops a red carpet to the face, and
miscommunication there, I think.
Oh, Alani goes in. Zenk is here though. First time on the engage, and Beats goes forward. Lamb's Respite is popped. Nausicaa and Pope are around. The 4 versus 2. All of a sudden, Zenk getting chomped at by Wolf Beats. Does he have the capacity to chase this one? And didn't have the cooldowns. No Q, no pull to finish that one off. And everybody just walks away.
Norsca's everywhere this game, really making his presence known. I liked the all-in, I suppose, from Bombers. Alani was a little bit overzealous with his flash forwards there, and maybe didn't realize Zenk was so close by. They are starting up the Heralds. There's a TP coming in from
Morgana.
Beats, which means that they're probably just going to have to give it. Yeah. See,
give it
that's when Morgana does damage. When you eat the whole thing, yes, she will do 3/4 of your health.
Yeah, we haven't even mentioned it is not like an airy Morgana. You're not looking for W poke. He has gone Glacial, so I expect he's got the fire hose there. Shoots that one out. Glacial procs makes it easier to land the bindings. Does he go for something like the spooky ghost after this to just completely be annoying to the immobile carries like the Kai'Sa, like the Kennen, like the Rumble? That is very difficult to play against. And strength and utility here for the Chief Academy lineup, and looks like it's working out. I like that deploy. They go towards bot side, they find themselves kills, they get priority, and they're just like, we have 9 million TPs. We just walk top side, they get gifted a fight in the mid lane, and they just use that to take Rift Herald. They were deploying for the Rifts anyway. Get the fight
no flash on the Rumble.
Oh, big whiff on the Ram, and Gamble just walks out.
Worth a shot. I mean, if it hits, he dies, and if it misses, well, you know, it'll be back up. It's just a cooldown.
It's just a cooldown. It's just a cooldown.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
just a
cooldown. I like that one. You know my favorite thing that's actually been removed from the game? It's when like you're watching a professional game of League of Legends and somebody just throws their ulti into literal nowhere, and then Twitch chat spams like stacking ulti hat. It's fine. He's just stacking ulti hat. But now they removed ultimate hat.
Was that a thing?
Yes,
I've never seen that.
That was the first time. Like I just love like the evolution of Twitch chat.
Yeah, you're definitely more of a Twitch chat connoisseur than I am.
Yeah.
You're definitely always with whatever the hottest Twitch chat is.
It's so good. And then like you just see like thousands of people spamming this and like watching Worlds or something.
I love
like
this.
That is incredible.
What's happening now? I love this.
That is the best feeling.
Okay, well there's a Rumble ult to slow down the Rift Herald. It's well, they did get the eye.
Oh, Bushy does a very nice job of actually contesting that one. Gets the eye. Gets the charge
Zenk
though.
is being all-in.
And is he going to fall down?
Is it Beats on top of him?
Yeah, actually must have got found out by the Morgana, and very, very low. Just kind of sitting there. Turret plating has fallen. Unfortunately for the Chiefs Academy lineup, it was not Zenk, as they do find themselves, I believe, second dragon of the game. They had No, actually, it was the Infernal was taken by
you're right,
the Bombers,
the Bombers.
So Chiefs Academy find themselves with a Mountain.
Yeah. So good Dragons this game. Last game we had three air drakes in a row.
Get rid of them.
I said in a joke. I meant in a row, but I said in a joke.
In a joke. Why did
Freudian
you say that?
slip. Because they're a joke. I just dragon.
I just love jokes.
I love.
Yeah.
Anyway. No, we got good dragons this game.
Yeah,
so shouts out Dragon RNG.
I also like that we got like 2 hard team fight compositions. Like it's Infernal, it's Mountain Dragon, and you've got like an Ornn versus a Rumble Cannon. Like this is just straight up engage versus
Sooner
engage.
or later, we're gonna see a wombo.
Yeah, we're gonna see 5 members, 10 members just walking at each other, and one of them's gonna win. That's the best kind of League of Legends. Screw side lanes.
Yeah,
it's more fun. It's also
I like when there is like all side, but like when the side laners are all skill champs. That's pretty fun. Like you get a Relia Riven top, and you have like Zed Talon mid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everything. I don't mind getting 3 equal Nubble duels. 1v1, 1v1, 3v3. Like that could be fun.
Those games just get out of hand so quick. It's like
the first you get the first one,
skirmishes.
and you're like, wow, that was sick. And then the second one is just a wash.
2 skirmishes. All right, they win. Sick.
Yeah.
No, team fights, when it's like super close, you get to 40 minutes, and team fights last like 15 seconds of intense.
And no one dies, and
just
then they
battling,
like base and do it. Yeah, that is pretty sick.
It's actually so good. I will say the best thing about League of Legends personally is when I win. So like whatever my comp is, when I win, like that's a good time. That's my favorite time in fact.
I think the best thing about League of Legends is just having fun with your friends and being honourable and just. I think
you've turned into a bit of an
getting reported.
Yeah.
Genuinely, those are the best things about LoL.
For you're a bit of a wholesome one in Solic, you reckon?
Yeah, I try.
Yeah,
I try.
You know, when people mess up, you're like, oh, bummer, man, bad luck. It's
yeah,
fine.
I really, I
Positive
think
Tim.
language is important. You know,
bummer,
bugger. Ah, shit, guys, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Look,
you know,
accountability. You like that?
Yeah.
From your teammates.
Take
you know,
take accountability
you
for
mess
yourself,
up,
but also for others.
Yeah.
you know.
Hyper accountability, hyper responsibility.
Extreme accountability.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's what you're about?
It's extreme accountability,
okay.
and it's about, you know, you fed, but I could have ganked your lane earlier.
Yep.
Maybe you wouldn't have.
Ooh.
So it's my fault that you went 0-10.
Speaking
and
of
he had
ganks.
Black Shield on.
Yep, Zenk goes for a play. Turret isn't going to take him down. Sprint Starmer
This
takes
TP
the last
though.
one, but that's a very nice TP. Theon
Doesn't
in
get
for
the
the
shroud out.
backside. He gets immediately bopped, and the Taric ulti was not there in time. Accountability for his actions there.
That's
TP
cute.
from the Akali.
Do you see what happened? Taric altered Pope as he was TPing.
Yeah.
So he got into the team fight with Taric ult.
That's a very hard one to time.
Yep.
And unfortunately couldn't get it. So this is now a support Taric split pushing on the top side. Nausicaa probably on the best champion to push a wave in, as they did lose a member, but they do maintain control.
Yeah, so they did have double TP and opted into that team fight. Akali not managing to get that shroud really hurt. She got instant CC'd. Kennen came follow up. I mean, they do have a lot of single target. Well, they do have a lot of CC in general. They can chain it.
Lands the stun on the lightning rush.
On the lightning rush as well. Sure is.
Ulti's
He's got to dodge this one.
Ulti
Doesn't.
lands. Ram
Nausicaa
hits him in
is
the face.
though.
Nausicaa, no mana as you mentioned. Pope is just going to keep whacking this one down. Does hit it with the Bellows Breath, but sure has bought some space.
Alani's on his way.
Alani is coming. That's going to be the cleanup. And Bushibuba may have just cost his own life with that ultimate. Goes in for the play.
is here though. Taunt
Rest
lands.
of the team is landing. Beats. Can he land the binding? Flash over the wall and does not connect, but Zenk goes in without the rest of his team once again. Alani's going to pop the Lamb's Respite to keep his Taric alive, and that Camille is dead to rights. Maybe. Goes over the wall, sweeps on the bush. Is going to get chased onto the wrong side of the map. This is not where you want to be as Zenk. Half a second on the cooldown of the hookshot should be coming up. There it is. Gets himself a little bit of space, but Alani should be able to close this one. Dashes forward, gets the auto attack, and that's a nice cleanup.
Beats, big swing, no ding.
Yeah.
Flashes over the wall to do very little.
Theon though.
Theon being aggro. But yeah, that Alani leaves. He leaves that skirmish 5-0.
Yep.
Zenk shows his face. Is he? Oh, I can't see his XP. I was going to say, I thought he was 3 levels down. He's not. But yeah, this is sort of been brewing all game.
The trajectory, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Alani has been on this path since very early on, and now he's reached it. He has the Cleaver. He's got the Blood Razor. He has 2 supports, 3 supports. It's going to be very difficult to kill him. He's going to do a ton of damage. It's very similar to the Sona Taric Corki that we saw last game, except where Corki is the support Kindred, and the jungle is the carry instead.
Yep. And as you mentioned earlier before this game happened, stage Kindred, no bueno. Alani has done a very good job of being reliable with the gold leaders.
Yep.
This is going to be a team
and
fight.
Zenk has
All
just
of the
used his
ultis
hookshot
are
on the
away.
dragon.
Infernal Dragon
This
is going to get picked up by the Kindred. Alani does not have Lamb's Respite, so he may just fall down for the back end. Taric ulti isn't going to reach. No, it doesn't the last second. The Akali is already dead. Theon's fallen down, but the Bombers are looking like they're cleaning up this team fight. Bushibubu trying to live off the back end, but the damage is just there. Sustained, they have the AD carry, they have the Rumble, and they get 3 kills. Do not get the Infernal, but clean up the fight.
That's twice that Theon has been caught on his own in that cannon ult, trying to come in from the side. I mean, Akali is a flank champion. Beats, swings.
Yeah, gets the binding, gets the pull, but that was a ping onto the Baron. 20 minutes is just hitting, and potentially the Bombers were looking for that one. The Academy squad didn't want to commit to it after the binding.
They do have a lot of Baron damage. They have 4 carries, but I think that just the health bars, the amount of Baron damage that Baron does at this stage, Morgana probably could have held it for
binding.
She does have an ultimate.
It is also just a big risk. They just got, or rather, they
lost
lost
just
the Infernal.
got back into the game.
They win
with
the team fight.
Yeah,
they clean up the map. They don't need to win the game right now. They have no ultis on a very ulti-reliant composition, and once again, the Baron was just spawning. We're only 20 minutes into death timers. It's not like they're 30, 40 seconds long. You don't have a lot of time to play with, so they take the safe choice. They do back away and look to reset the map.
Yeah, I think not having the Kindred ult there, she had to commit to the pit for the steal, which meant she was going to die for the team fight. I think that would have been okay if the end didn't get one shot, but unfortunately, because the end also got one shot, losing their 2 damage dealers was really tough. I mean, the team fight was closer than it should have been. Alani just snuck into that Taric ult in the end. Yeah, they really can't afford for either Alani or Theon to die at the start of these team fights because the rest of that team comp is purely there to keep them alive.
Yeah, Ornn's got the utility, he's got the CC, but no damage. Taric can keep you alive, but if you're just keeping the other utility alive, you're not going to win the fight. As with the Morgana. She does go back and finish up the Spooky Ghost, so we're correct in...
Sprint Starmer leashing the Wolves. No, he's just taking it.
That's an alpha
Okay,
move.
sorry, Zenk. You are You are here to die this game.
Here's the
You're
engagement.
Eing and getting Galio ulted, and you're dying. Please buy a stopwatch ASAP and give me your camps.
That's insight. That's an insight into the comms right now. Exactly
That's not
what's
being
going
said,
on.
by the way. That's just Sprenstarmer's thinking it,
implied.
and Zenk can feel it.
Ah,
Zenk,
it's an implication.
Yeah, it's it's exactly what it is.
It's
He sees Kai'Sa walk over and start autoing his wolf, and he's like, oh, I get it.
It's not aggression. It's just passive aggression.
I know where I stand now.
Okay.
It's actually worse because if you're being told, if he tells you, I'm the carry, I'm taking these wolves, you have no choice, and you can rage against the authoritarianism of it, right? You can be like, I hate the man, fight the power, that's my wolf, don't take my wolf. But this is way worse because he's not asking. You need to voluntarily give up your wolf to me. You don't have a choice.
Your wolf. You gave it to me.
Yeah, you don't have a choice anyway.
Look, watch the
but
VOD.
You also need to choose to get. It's the worst. It's the worst you can. It's the worst way to do it.
I feel like that must have happened to you, man. Oh, actually.
Happens to me all the time.
Yeah. I was going to say, a bit of an engage. Zenk looks
just-
for it. That's
That
a
is a
very
huge
nice
rumble
rumble ulti, but can they find the fight? Ornhorde comes through. Triple knock-up and a very nice binding for the Morgana. Keeps the Kai'Sa away from this one. Gamble is just going to be dead to rights. That's a nice 3 picks outside of the Baron pit.
Zen has TP for this potential Baron as well, so it's a difficult position for the Bombers. Sprenstarmer and Shaw couldn't find their way into the fight. I mean, Shaw did use his TP, but I'm not... they weren't on screen. I'm not sure if they got chunked beforehand or if they got zoned by something, but essentially a 3v4 there, and Tarek called us a direct counter to Rumble. I mean, that was an amazing Rumble. You can't help but think that if I'm Chief Academy, I don't mind walking in a straight line through the jungle. Like, we got Tarek.
Yep, so many heals. The Ornn gets a nice triple knock-up, and I have to shout out Beats with that Morgana binding onto the Kai'Sa, denies any form of that physical damage coming into the fight. If Tarek can answer the Rumble, then Kai'Sa could be that difference, but heads-up play for the Morgana, hits him in the face, and no autos flying anywhere. Chiefs Academy, they just clean that one up very easily. Now have a 7,000 gold lead. They have an Infernal Dragon in their back pocket, and now have the Baron buff. They could do so many things. They can go for the 1-3-1 and float towards... Like, I don't know, you could put Morgana in a side lane. You could put Ornn in a side lane. They all have TP.
Yeah.
Or you can just straight up force the fight if you want.
I think it comes down to what this Kennen can do. Like, 2-1-2, 2 items. Akali does have the stopwatch, but... Oh, we do have a flank from Shaw here. Rumble
Another Rumble
falls.
ulti.
Kennen flank.
Ulti has come through, but Kennen is doing so much work. Beats is incredibly low. The flash goes into nowhere, but that's 2 free kills. Onto the Chiefs Academy lineup, and that's 2 Barons lost. 30 seconds on the death timers, and Bombers, they find a window.
Shaw just spooked himself into flashing. I think this is a mountain. Not bad. They will get the opportunity to shove the mid wave in, and this dragon will be free also. 20 seconds on the death timers, so it looks like they're trying to commit to mid tower.
Yeah, they want more than the dragon. Zenk is potentially looking for a flank, maybe just shepherding the Akali out of the play, keeping Thean towards the side. The sides haven't favored him at all this game.
They do need to hit it though.
Gamble is actually on top of the Akali. Bushy Boo Boo is kind of trailing behind. That's a Hex
Poon
tech
lands. Zenk is looking for it.
Space.
If they keep chasing like this, they're not going to be able to get that dragon.
Yeah.
And they didn't get mid tower either, so bit of bloodlust costing them there, I think, and this is probably going to be a huge team fight.
Do they commit to this one? No Rumble ulti, about 10 seconds left on the cooldown, but the Slicing Maelstrom from Shaw is not going to be
isn't
here
there yet.
at all. Bushy is just tanking for his AD carry, but that's Thean onto the backside. Sprenstarmer takes a whole boatload of damage as the Galio falls. The Akali does eventually fall down, but Bombers are just running for the hills. Chiefs get a nice couple of picks, and as you mentioned, they're going to get the dragon as well as the blue.
Yeah, a bit of undisciplined play there from the Bombers. They wanted mid tower, they wanted the dragon, they also wanted to kill Akali. It was just too much all at once, and Chief Academy are going to get the opportunity to shove down mid with the Baron here. Yeah,
they still have access to the Baron buff. Not long left, but a third of that one available. This may just be an inhib. They've got 7 seconds on the Galio, about 10 on the Kai'Sa, and without Rumble ulti, there's no real way that they wave clear this one. That's a very nice flash double stun from Nausicaa. Gamble is stuck between 4 other members. The knock-up of the back end. Galio is coming through. As with the Slicing Maelstrom, the turnaround may just be here for the Bombers. Kennen is doing nuts amounts of damage, and the Kai'Sa gets back to the play. Zenk gets the knock-up, and this is the cleanup. The 1-2 punch. It's the Bombers. They fumble the first team fight, but Chiefs, they give it right back. And Bombers now find themselves in the driver's seat.
The problem with that Kindred ult is that the Bombers just have so much AoE.
Yeah.
Like, yes, Tarek ult was there, but once you're in that Kindred ult and the Rumble not dying and just standing there with Flame Spitter on.
Yep.
Like,
he's stacking Leandries. The damage amp is just like ramping
Yeah.
up and up over the course
it's a
of the
real
ulti.
easy way to equalize.
Oh, Zank, oh
Zank
no.
Tries to hook the water.
You hate to see it.
But it's a really easy way to equalize the health bars in a fight, you know?
Yeah.
You're playing Kindred and you throw it down to save a teammate of yours, but all of a sudden your whole team is low as well, and they come out of that all and they just get wiped by the reviving Kai'Sa.
And it's literally just a standoff, because everybody gets to prep their buttons. Like, Rumble preps the Flame Spitter, Galio preps the taunt, like all of this happening in the Lamb's fight.
Yeah.
Kennan's got a charge on everyone, he's ready to just press that W.
Yep.
But like on the other side of the coin, you have the stun from Tarek. Ornn is just like
It's all time.
prepping his pillar, and it's just like who can time that better coming out of it, and who hits the CC first.
Well, it's definitely easier for bombers, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just a channel and you're just waiting. But
And they
like,
just have more.
The others are more reactive. Like there's still the opportunity to juke Tarek stun or a Ornn charge or a Morg bite. So
Yep. Certainly is the case. Next Baron is going to be 1 minute and 45 seconds away. Dragons have all but equalized as we have 4 of the good spawns. I like that one.
yeah, these are the dragons you want to see. These are the dragons that make games more interesting.
Yeah, them
You know
fighting
what I mean?
dragons.
Like imagine, like if it's 4 waters and it's just like, oh, there's just no consequence.
There's 4 waters.
Yeah, well, just
Everybody,
imagine. I'm just telling you to. I'm not saying it could happen.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm imagining 4 waters.
just imagine 4
Yeah.
waters, right?
That's a lot
and
of
just
water.
there's just no punishment for you know, you just get chunked and it's like, oh, whatever.
Maybe
Don't worry
if
about
there
it.
was that much water, then Zank could like hookshot. But he may be in trouble here as he's
Jinxed
gonna
him.
fall down. I
Cast
did
a
it to you,
curse.
Dirty Zank. That's unfortunately it loses the flash. Hookshot wasn't enough to get himself out of that one, and the end finds his first kill of the game. Has been struggling to find his way into these fights, despite the dominance the Chiefs has shown, and that pick may just be enough to finally break this mid inhib.
Yeah, this is take 2 on mid. Looks like Bombers are just going to give it up.
Yep.
I just looked at Alani's build, and he is so fed.
Yeah.
He has
He's got
2
a
completed
QSS.
items and a QSS. Zank's still working on his first. He did rush the
Triforce?
stopwatch. No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I was saying before with the Wolves. He did rush the stopwatch, which is smart actually.
Yep.
Of him.
But,
But yeah, this Kindred is gigantic.
Alani is certainly running away with the game. Spooky Ghosts.
He's standing on a ward, and Bombers want to try and punish him for it, but the entire Chief squad is standing in a bush just beside, and Bushy's about to take a bunch of
Galio
damage.
is not the target they want, though. Shaw in the backside threatening a huge ultimate.
Ooh,
That
there goes
Rumble's
Zank.
going to do damage. Kennen
Galio
has
up.
flash available, but he gets bound. Beats with the binding again. May have just saved the team
Oh.
fight. Huge Tarek ulti off the back end. And what is going on? Chiefs Academy just wiping the floor with the Bombers. Huge team fight despite being on the vision. And this just could be his flash
Sprenstarmer, though.
binding. He's going to
Sprenstarmer.
miss. Sprenstarmer is looking to do work. Theon has to go
Ooh,
into
so
the
close.
shroud, but the last bullet is not enough there from the Kai'Sa. The rest of the Chiefs lineup, they're just running it up mid. They want the end. The Morgana will just be looking to stop the recall, and this could be the game.
Yeah, more or less. No one alive other than Sprenstarmer to stop the Nexus Towers falling, but he's not going to be able to do very much. Throws a few autos out, but Chief Academy, they're just so tanky with this comp, and they're going to go ahead and win the 3rd game of the night.
Yeah, 1 versus 5. Sprenstarmer cannot do enough to defend the Nexus. The team fight was on the back of his shoulders, but unfortunately wasn't enough. And Chiefs Academy, very good victory. Started fairly early. The Kindred gets ahead, gets a couple of marks, and the bottom lane as well. There were multiple areas to highlight. It really was just the top side of the map that faltered, but wasn't enough for Bombers to take over.
I think the Bombers, the Chief Academy, I think the reason I like their win is that it never really felt like Bombers ever had a chance.
Yeah, there were moments.
There were moments where like the team fight fumbles where you were like, oh, wow, like Bombers won that fight and maybe they can do something now. But at no stage did it really feel like the Chiefs were under any threat.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, props to them for soaking the pressure. You know, losing some team fights but not losing their head, still maintaining that macro pressure. And we see yet again a Tarek, a double support bot lane, which is almost impossible to deal with unless you get the perfect team fight.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, do we see it start getting bans? Like, what are the rest of these teams we were saying? Like, we don't really know what these guys are going to play. We haven't seen, bar MSI and like the regional finals, which were on a couple of patches ago, we haven't really seen this meta competitively.
Yeah, I mean,
and
if
it's
I'm
this is the read.
If I'm playing the next game, like if I'm Legacy or Mammoth, and I've just watched that game or the game before it, in the backstage in the waiting room.
Yep.
I would have serious questions about it because it's
if
like
I play Tarek,
yeah.
if I can't,
I'm looking at you can sort of, because what often happens when a meta shifts is like, well, we don't want to play that, but I think I'm good enough to beat it anyway. You know what I mean? It's like,
It's
well,
dangerous.
it is. And that's the point I'm making, because we've seen in both of these games, we have seen team fights where it's like, oh, they died before Tarek, oh, got it off. Or, oh, you know, Kali got picked on the side and wasn't able to influence the team fight. Now all of a sudden it's 3 supports and 1 damage dealer. But despite that happening in both those games, they lost.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So Chiefs pick up a fairly convincing victory, the Academy squad, with an unconventional bottom lane. It is the Tarek and the On that take that one out. But don't go anywhere. We will be here for game number 4, Legacy Genesis versus Mammoth Academy, just after this.